As the government marks 2 years, the guest on agenda today is Uma Bharti, who has one of the toughest jobs because her ministry is one where people can immediately see the changes. It's something everybody in India cares about, and internationally she's in charge of water resources, she's in charge of Ganga, and she's announced that it is going to be one of the cleanest rivers by 2018. Thank you so much, Uma Didi, for speaking to all of us. And as usual on agenda, we have all the student audience over here. One of the first things I wanted to ask you, we have said that one of the biggest challenges for you is that the Ganga flows through states which are of opposition governments, whether it's Bihar, whether it's Uttar Pradesh, Bengal. Are you getting, you've announced that you're going to clean up the Ganga by 2018. Are you getting the cooperation of the state governments?
When I said 2018, I said it with a full confidence because the difficult part was over and that was the planning. Now the implementation is there only. And in that so far, I can say that I did not face any difficulty as far as the states are concerned. I cannot say about the future, but till this very moment when I'm sitting with you, I don't see any difficulty from the state also.
One of the things that you mentioned in previous interviews was Akhilesh, and I think in Parliament also we heard that Akhilesh hasn't been, he wasn't responding as well. He once didn't meet you. He's come on board now?
What I said on the Parliament is 100% correct. I told Mulayam Singh also there itself in the Parliament that I need some cooperation from the state. Then I went to the state, I met, there was no difficulty in meeting with Akhilesh. The difficulty was of my officers with the officers there. Because two projects are ready. One is Yamuna in Mathura Vrindavan and second is Ganga in Kanpur. But we have to take the concurrence of the state to start the project. That was around 2 months back. After that, I tried two, three times and he said, okay, we will sit together. Then I raised in the Parliament. That too, I did not do it myself. It was in the response of Mulayam Singh's question. Yeah. After that, I went to Lucknow. I had a meeting with Akhilesh and his officers were there. My officers were there. And it was decided that once the state government want to see the whole presentation of the project. Yeah. I said, okay. So now we are waiting for the date. Yeah. I hope after this episode in NDTV, he'll give the date because the officers are waiting him to show the presentation. Yeah. Because I told him that you give me the principal consent. Yeah. And in that you say ki whatever we plan in Ganga or Yamuna in there, the state government will support because we don't need any fund. Yeah. Because it is 100%.
But you just need cooperation. And Uma Didi, it must be difficult because even the Samajwadi Party, one minister was there. He is, I think, Animal Affairs Minister. He was saying कि उमा भारती क्या करना चाहती हैं, वो हर जगह जाके पूजा करती हैं. पूजा से कैसे साफ हो जाएगा? It must be very difficult getting people on board.
तो अगर कोई मुसलमान नमाज पढ़ता है तो क्या वो उससे कम खराब मिनिस्टर हो जाता है क्या?
नहीं, वो गंगा साफ करने की बात कर रहा है.
मैं एक मिनिस्टर के तौर पे क्या कर रही हूँ उसको देखना है. मैं एक हिंदू के तौर पे क्या कर रही हूँ, it is nobody's right to decide.
And what is amazing when we talk about states cooperation is that Delhi seems to be on board. So what is your secret? Otherwise, we always see the center and states fighting.
No, UP is also almost on board. I will not say that they are not on board. I will not say they are not cooperating. I will say that they want to know because UP has the biggest stretch. 1100 kilometers are in UP. And maximum expenditure is going to be done in UP. So I will not blame at all. I will say that they want to see the whole thing. And for that, they may need some time because there's some problem in their coordination also in the government there. Because Akhilesh is the chief minister, but there are many chief ministers behind.
Kapil Mishra is much more cooperative.
Everybody, even the Bihar government, even the Bengal government, even the Uttarakhand government.
It's a Uma Bharti secret? Do you charm them into making them work with you?
It's Ganga's charm.
It's Ganga's charm. Very, very interesting. I remember once that you talked about how habits need to change. That people are basically have a problem with, they get dirty, they go to the toilet, the way they treat the dead. Do you think that has changed? Have you succeeded in changing that?
That is a very small part of the problem. The biggest part of the problem is the sewage plan of the cities and the urban area and the industrial chemical going in the Ganga. Because it's very easy to treat this human wastage. but it's very difficult to treat that also. But I think that somewhere the campaign is such that as if this is the only problem. This is not the only problem. The industrialization is the biggest problem because they are not coming on board for the zero liquid discharge. That is the problem. Other thing is the town and country planning. And I will use this opportunity through NDTV, and that is that actually government's role is very minimum in cleaning the Ganga. It is biggest role is people's. I said this to the whole world because when the people came and offered me their technology, I said ki Ganga is not Thames, Ganga is not Rhine, and Ganga is not Murray Darling like Australia. Ganga is the river where 60 crore people take dip in 1 year.
Yes.
That nobody does in Thames or Rhine or anywhere. So you have to be in the continuous process of cleaning this river, and that cannot be done through the government plan.
So how do people help?
People are ready to help. People were doing it. People were saving the Ganga actually. You think it is the government who was saving Ganga? Actually, government has polluted the Ganga because of the wrong approvals in the industrialization and wrong approval in the urbanization. The wrong NOCs are given by the government.
Who gave the wrong
in 50,
NOCs?
60 years. I'm not talking about one particular government. I can say it is the story of 100 years only.
Really?
So it is people who kept this river clean, and it is the government planning who made the river dirty.
One of the things I must ask you, Umaji, is that in Delhi, in the Yamuna, lots of people talked about that show that was there, that it caused a lot of environmental harm. Do you think it did? That's what the Green Panel said. What do you think about it?
I will not comment on the Green Panel, but there are certain things which are to be taken in the consideration. But yes, definitely, I think especially this Jamuna plan in Delhi is the biggest challenge. It's a bigger challenge than Ganga.
Yes.
Because there are so many stakeholders to make it dirty and many stakeholders to make it clean, and it's very difficult to bring them together. This is the first attempt in which Nitin Gadkari, Venkaiah Naidu, Arvind Kejriwal sat together, and I was kind of a coordinator there, and that is how the thing started, and then Kapil Mishra picked it up.
And do you think that Congress, that thing that happened on the Yamuna banks, do you think it hurt the Ganga, as some people said?
Who did?
Hurt the Yamuna. The 3-day festival that took place.
Shri Shri Festival you're talking?
Yeah.
I did not see myself being any damage because the place they chose, it was the dirtiest place. Pigs, cows, buffaloes, scorpions, snakes, it was full of that, and bushes which should not be there, which had nothing to do with the biodiversity of Ganga. So they actually cleaned it.
They were helpful to it.
Yeah.
So it's a wrong campaign, you think, that people took out?
I think so.
It was a wrong campaign. Okay. I think let's just change track a bit. Yeah, you have a question? Yeah, go ahead.
So, मैं आपसे ये पूछना चाह रहा था कि हम लोग we are doing a lot for the rivers like Ganga and Yamuna. What about the rivers in different states which have dried up? Is the government are you taking any steps to save those rivers or to bring them back?
There are two questions. Actually, there are two parts of this question. One is the cleaning of the river, other is the life of the river. So there are the two different answers. What we are doing for Ganga is the model, and that will be implemented almost on all the rivers after phase 2. Phase 1 is Ganga, Yamuna, Ram Ganga and Kali, because they are the tributary of Ganga. So the plan is till 2018, we will focus on these rivers, Ganga, Yamuna and two tributaries which are polluting Ganga, that is Ram Ganga and Kali. But there is a department called River Conservation that is in the Environment Ministry, and they are working for all the rivers. But one part of that I am also working, that is the ecological flow of the river. Because once we create a project, either it is irrigation project or it is a power generation project, sometimes they totally destroy the river there. In this, I have become very strict for the principle that you have to allow river to flow. You can create a dam, but you cannot destroy the river for the dam. And that principle we have decided.
Okay, so just to change track now, Umaji, you're a senior leader, you're an MP from Uttar Pradesh. That's the big election next year. Who do you see as the best chief ministerial candidate going into it?
I think the discussion is going on in all the media, and the party will decide, because in Haryana we went without declaring any leader and we won, and in Assam we declared a leader and we won. So there are two kind of things, and whatever party will ask my opinion, I'll give my opinion, but I cannot give my opinion through your platform.
You can't tell us, yeah.
No, yeah. You are the member of the family, media is the member of political family also, but certain things are discussed in very limited, confined.
Many people would say that, because everyone's saying this is the right time for Mayawati ji's comeback, and because you're also a woman, A lot of the backward castes are really following you. What would you think of leading the party there?
I don't see anything. I see left, right, center, upside down Ganga only.
Really?
Yeah.
You won't be interested at all?
I'm not. You believe in what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Then when you are saying it, I'm not even able to respond it because my mind is conditioned only with Ganga.
Okay, we're not asking you. I know that you're not thinking about it or you made it clear. But now they've just announced that Ajit Singh is tying up with Samajwadi Party. Do you think they will affect you?
No.
Not at all?
No. This is the first time Ajit Singh lost his election because he always used to win.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, he has lost it forever.
Really?
Yes.
So the Jat Gujar vote bank that he had, they're gone
There
for
are many Gujar leaders and Jat leaders and other parties also. He does not have the copyright.
One last thing about Uttar Pradesh I wanted to ask you is that what plank do you think the party should focus on? Is it because many people are saying that the Ayodhya movement is also
See, you
gained
know what
steam?
you are doing? You are asking me something which I can tell them direct.
I know.
So why should I tell you this through the channel?
I understand. I say you're very tight-lipped when it comes to these matters. But I wanted to ask you, since we are asking about elections going on and all of that, two women won two big elections right now. Jayalalitha, surprisingly, Mamata Banerjee, not so surprisingly. Do you, as a political insider, have you thought about what could be the key about Jayalalitha or Mamata Banerjee?
Now it is the merit. Because you see in CBSC, in IAS, in IPS, in engineering, everywhere women are coming up. So now you forget this.
It's got nothing to do with
They have
gender.
the merit. They have the quality. It is not that they are women. It is because they are intelligent and they are capable.
Umaji, and also the only time last time we saw women getting together was the women's reservation bill. Otherwise, do you all call each other? Is there a kind of sorority? Is there a kind of society of women politicians who have a network? You pick up the phone and you talk to them. Do you have friends in other parties?
I think what you are asking is something which is case to case basis. Because I am brought up in a very different environment. My family welcomed me as a girl child. Even my father danced with joy when he came to know that I am born, because he wished for a girl. And my brothers used to have a fist fighting, and the one who used to win, he used to put me on his chest in the night to make me sleep. So I have been a very welcomed girl child, you understand?
Yeah.
So that kind of sentiment is not in me. I'm not anti-men and I'm not anti-women. And whenever I think about these things, I think only on the matter and merit and the qualifications.
That's a great note to take a break on. When we come back, many more questions from the audience. Also, Umaji is a sadhvi, and it'll be great. We'll be asking her what she thinks of this new movement that started about women's access to temples. Talk about that in just a bit. Stay with us.